Hello, in this video tutorial I show you how we can add dimensions to our model home. I will show you in this tutorial 3 different options how we can add a dimension. In the first step we open our model home. Before we start, we deselect the grid and the line width. To enter the dimensions in the same distance, we add 4 guidelines on each side of the model home. Therefore, we select 2D and Layout, 2D Guidelines, Guidelines, Numeric Parallel Guideline. We press the right mouse button and we select Properties. We click on Appearance. We select the color and we select, for example, green. We press OK, OK and OK. Now we have defined a correct color for our guidelines and now we start to enter the guidelines. We zoom a little bit out of the view and we enter the first guideline. From this wall into this direction with a distance of 1.5 meters. After it we press OK. The next guideline is from this guideline into this direction with a distance of 1 meter. We enter one more guideline from this line into this direction also with a distance of 1 meter. And finally one more guideline from this line into this direction also with a distance of 1 meter. Now we do the same on this side. The first guideline with a distance of 1.5 meters. The next one also with a distance of 1 meter. The next also a distance of 1 meter. And one last one also with a distance of 1 meter. To make a not too long video, I already entered the other 2 sides of our model home. Now all guidelines are entered and we can press Escape. And now we start to enter the dimensions. We select the point Dimensions and here we can select between single dimensions, automatic multiple dimensions and multiple dimensions endpoints. We select the single dimensions. And in the first step we make a right mouse click and we open the Properties. Here at the General Settings we can select between different appearances and text positions. We can also select or deselect display rules. And we can also change the text properties. At the point Details, here we can define different line properties, for example of the dimension line, the dimension guidelines and the dimension line end symbols. After it we can press OK. The single dimension is a dimension between 2 points. We choose a start point, for example this point, and we select a second point, for example this point. And now we can drag the dimension to one of our guidelines. After it, we press Escape. Now I show you the second option, how we can add dimensions. We select dimensions and we select multiple dimensions endpoints. Now we zoom a little bit into the view. And we select our start point. We press Ctrl for a 100% vertical line. This is the second point. And now we can stop pressing Ctrl because with the second point we have defined the angle for our dimension. We select now different points which we want to add to our dimension. And when we are finished, we press Enter. Now we can drag the dimension to one of our guidelines, for example, the second guideline. After it, we press Escape. We zoom into a position with a good overview. And now we select the third option. We click again on Dimensions and we select Automatic Multiple Dimensions. With the function Automatic Multiple Dimension, we enter a start and an end point, which defines the length and the direction of the dimension. All objects will get dimensioned which are under the dimension line. Now we enter a dimension, for example from this point, this is our start point, to this point which is our end point. And we drag the dimension chain to the second guideline, which is the guideline for the dimensions of the doors and of the windows. As you can see, the program generated now automatically a dimension chain. Also, the two windows got added to the dimension chain. Now we create a second dimension chain for the walls. This is our start point. We press Ctrl for a 100% vertical line. And this is our end point. And we drag the dimension line to the guideline for the walls. The big advantage of the automatic multiple dimension is that it gets automatically updated. That means if we add, for example, a window, we select Building, Window, Window Construction, Free Positioning. We add a window and it gets automatically updated in our dimension line. If we move now the window, we select the window and we click on Move. We move it to a random position, and as you can see, it gets automatically updated. We delete now the window and we move, for example, a wall. We select the wall, we click on Move, and we move it to a random position. And as you can see, it got automatically updated in the second automatic dimension line. Please note that changes only get updated with the automatic multiple dimensions, not with the single dimensions and the multiple dimensions endpoints. One important information about the dimensions for the windows and for the doors. Here you can see the width and the height of the windows and of the doors. And here you can see the sill height. In the next step we enter automatic multiple dimensions for all the other windows and for the door in the lower area. We select again 2D and Layout, Dimensions, and Automatic Multiple Dimension. This is our start point, this is our end point, and we drag the dimension line to the second guideline, which is for the doors and for the windows. We enter also a dimension line from this point to this point, and we drag it also to the second guideline for the windows and for the doors. We enter one more automatic multiple dimension from this point to this point, and we drag the dimension also to the second guideline. To make a not too long video, I already entered the other dimensions for you. The first dimension line is for the outer dimensions, the second dimension line for the windows, this dimension line is for the walls, and this one is for the inner doors. This allocation is just an example from our side. Of course, you can sort the dimensions like you need it. If we would like now to change the text properties of our dimensions, we select a dimension, we press the right mouse button and we select Properties. We select Input Text, we click on Text, and now we click on Link to Scale, and we change the size of the text to 0.15 meters. We click again on Text and OK. And now we transfer the text properties to all the other dimensions. Therefore, we make again a right mouse click on the dimension and we select Transfer Properties. We deselect the text and the angle. We click on Next. On Current Layer is OK. And we click on Finish. Now the properties got transferred and we can press Escape. If two dimensions intersect each other, we can also move a dimension. For example here. So we select the dimension and we click on Move with reference point. This is our reference point and we move the dimension a little bit upwards. And after it we can press Escape. We zoom out of the view and now we can take a look at our finished dimensioned model home. Now a short summary. Single dimension. The single dimension is a dimensioning over 2 points. These points can be catching points, grid points or guideline points. If you change the plan, for example by moving a window, the single dimension will not update this change. Multiple dimension endpoints. The multiple dimension over endpoints is a dimensioning of several points. These points should lay on a common dimensioning chain. These points can be catching points, grid points, or guideline points. If you change the plan, for example by moving a window, the multiple dimension endpoints will not update this change. Automatic multiple dimension. At the automatic multiple dimension, all objects will get dimensioned which are at the time of the entry under the dimension line and are designated for automatic dimension. For example, windows, doors, walls, and pillars. Changes of these objects will get automatically updated in the automatic dimension. At the automatic dimensions of doors and windows, you can see over the dimension line the width and under it the height of the object. Thanks for watching. For more tutorials, visit our website cadvilla.com.